Tonight we're going to talk about how I light the wood stove in my mobile sauna. Alrighty, so this is my assortment of fire starting materials. So we start over here on the left. Here we have newspaper. I like to use the Finnish American Reporter. Seems appropriate to light a sauna with a Finnish newspaper. Next we've got some twigs that I pulled off a dead fir tree out in the yard. We've got some birch bark. Next we've got fatwood. So that comes in pretty hefty chunks. I like to shave that up into smaller pieces. I've got another video showing me doing that, but I like to shave it up and get the fire started with that. And then we've got our smaller kindling. These are everything from 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch chunks of wood. And once we get that going, we got this pile here. And this is small firewood, for lack of a better term. This is 1 to 2 inch stuff. So tonight, most people don't necessarily have access to fatwood, birch bark, or these little twigs. So we're going to use the newspaper, and we're going to go straight to the kindling and then to the small firewood. Oh, almost forgot. I tend to use a lighter or a small torch like this. The torch works better for tougher materials, but if you've got good kindling, the lighter works fine too. And of course a match always works. So that's what I use. Alright, stepping outside. This is the pile of firewood I've assembled for tonight. That's probably about the size of a bundle you get at the convenience store or the gas station. That's a mixture of softwoods and hardwoods. There's some birch and some maple. I see some aspen, and I see some balsam fir in that pile. So this should be plenty to last all night long. We should probably have some left over at the end of the night, actually. Alrighty, so here's tonight's kit. Newspaper, kindling, small firewood, small torch. First thing I'm going to do, start with the newspaper. Just crunch that up and throw it in there. Then go on, throw some kindling on top of that. And it's going to smoke a little bit, but we can open a window. Put a second piece of newspaper in. Once that starts going, I'll throw some bigger wood in. Kind of crisscross it so it can breathe. You can see once it heats up the flue, it stops smoking. Once that starts going, we can start closing the door. Not all the way, gotta let it breathe. can open up the vent. Alrighty, once that gets going, then we can add some bigger pieces. I've got a piece of birch and a piece of aspen here. I'm still crisscrossing to keep it breathing. That is to keep air spaces around the wood so it doesn't choke itself off. Have the vent wide open. Got the flue vent wide open. And the door is still cracked just a little bit. Once those bigger pieces start going, then we can close the door. And we can start choking the vent down. And there you have it. Stove's lit. In about 30-40 minutes, it'll be time for sauna.